It is now 8:37. You're with Pete. I've got the beat, and I'm being joined by Carin Fraioli. She is the Executive Vice President of Recovery Service of Gateway Rehab. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm great. Thank you for having us.
I'm glad you're here because there's a lot to go over. I was looking over some notes this morning, and I guess one of the things I want to start with really is maybe if vision's not the correct word, why this incorporation happened. Give us an overview.
Sure. So we decided that Gateway and Greenbriar had similar visions and missions, and it was a great way for us to work together. We were so similar. We were community-based providers, and we thought if we do this and we can work together and expand our reach, we can help more people. So really the way that we looked at it was visions, missions are the same, and with a little tweak here and there, and that's what we're doing, is becoming the largest nonprofit community provider for substance use in Western Pennsylvania.
When you talk about getting large, what are we talking about in size?
Size. Yeah. So we're a big organization now. So we're looking at 3 withdrawal management programs. So withdrawal management means detox. That's the way people normally hear. We have one in Westmoreland, one in Aliquippa, one in Washington. We have 4 residential programs, which is your typical people hear about, a 28 to 30 day stay. That's not really typical anymore, but we have that. We have 3 extended residential programs, and those programs are something that go for another 90 to 120 days on top of those other residentials. We have one in Waynesburg locally, and we have 2 in Beaver County. We have 3 halfway houses, 2 of them being right here in Washington, the Lighthouse for Men and the Lighthouse for Women. Those each house 25 people. And that is about a 6-month program. Generally speaking, everything is individualized. And then we have 12 outpatient facilities. So we go across Allegheny County, Washington, Beaver, and Westmoreland counties there. So we are a very large, and one of our newest additions at the end of the fiscal year last year was a transitional housing. And that's in Beaver County. It is just a place for people who want to continue their recovery, that can live in a safe environment. They pay rent, but it's on our campus in Beaver County, and they can stay with us. And if they need to participate in outpatient treatment, they can do that as well. And the nice part is after a period of time of sobriety and recovery, we've hired 4 of the people that live in that house.
Awesome. That is wonderful. So I was going to bring that up too as we went down the line here. The job that you folks do, it's incredible. It really is. I mean,
Thank you.
It's just, I don't think people realize what you're up against. This is a fight.
It is a fight. And actually, I was just at Washington the other day, and I see how many people are with us, and it is a fight. And we're I don't want to say excited, but we're excited to be in this community and working with these people. And we've got really good staff that work with us and really support the mission and the vision that we have.
Well, since last year, July of 22, I'm sure we're hitting some of them with the different things that you've hit, but some of the bigger milestones that you've come up on.
Yeah, so we did, as an organization, open an all-female long-term residential program, which is huge. Women and men have very different issues that they're dealing with in early recovery. And so we just opened that program not too long ago, and we're very excited about it. And then we can separate by gender, because we definitely have specific gender items that we want to deal with. We opened a co-occurring unit. So for those that don't know what that means, is it's a small unit for people that have substance use disorder as well as significant mental health issues. So we're dealing with both of them at the same time, which leads me to my next most exciting thing, is that we hired a full-time psychiatrist. And we've not had that before. We've had psych services before, but we've hired a full-time psychiatrist that is internal for us, that can be providing psych services for our clients, specifically on this unit and beyond. And then we also opened another outpatient center, which is part of the 12. And those are probably the big things. I mean, obviously the biggest thing we're working on right now is the integration of Gateway and Greenbriar together.
Yeah, I was going to, and I want to get to that too, but you mentioned that bringing on a full-time psychiatrist. Do you find more of that happening now? That since because we hear a lot about what after COVID,
right,
this really started to really take off.
After COVID, we definitely saw a change in some of our clientele in regards to mental health. A lot of depression and anxiety goes along with substance use disorder, but the amount of folks coming in that have more significant mental health has gone up dramatically. And the other thing that we saw after COVID was folks that had had long time recovery, and then everything got shut down. I'm isolated. I can't go to a meeting. I can't see my people. And the supports went down, and there were relapses there for people that had very long time in recovery. So we saw a lot of things from COVID, but the mental health and the aftermath of that has been significant.
So if we're talking about this joint, Gateway and Greenbriar, the impact on the community, I mean, it's just been incredible, I would imagine.
I think the biggest thing is our reach and our flexibility. So I always use this as an example, is that if I'm calling Greenbriar to get into the Washington facility, but I don't have room for you because of discharges or whatever may be going on, I have 2 other withdrawal management or detox facilities now to refer you to. So there's never a time that we shouldn't be able to serve somebody at the exact moment that they want to be served.
That's
which
wonderful.
is huge for us.
Oh, yeah.
And then the ability to set up aftercare for our clients that reach as far and wide through 4 counties is very large.
Now, I mean, it sounds like I was going to ask you about the future, but man, you have so much going on present. But what's the future look like?
We don't stop.
Okay.
We are going to be opening a 12-bed adolescent facility. We've had adolescent facilities before. We're going to scale it down, make it smaller. That will be in Beaver County, but obviously serve all the counties around. We are going to be fully integrating both Greenbriar and Gateway together on the same electronic health record, which is a big undertaking, but we're very excited. We've got lots of things working on that right now. And one of our biggest initiatives is to expand telehealth, because then we can reach even further and wider, so that we can get people in Greene County beyond our Waynesburg location, or Johnstown when they leave. They've made a connection with us. We want to continue working with you. Does this work? So that would be that's going to be a huge initiative for us. And the other piece is we're looking to expand our halfway house offerings, which is that 4 to 6 month program where you live with us. So those are kind of on the horizon. There's probably a couple other things in the back pocket. We're just not talking about them yet.
Well, that's okay. We can always have you back when those things start
Happy
to
to
happen
come.
too, for sure. Now, if people are listening to this, I mean, and they go, well, they're describing either me or someone in my family. How do they get a hold of you, and what should they do?
So there's definitely multiple ways to do that. I would start with the 1-800 number. Our number is 1-800-472-1177. You'll be connected with a clinician, and we can go from there, and we'll get you to the right person. The other thing you can do is always visit the website, which is gatewayrehab.org. There's a lot of information there. You can take a look at locations, and you can also do a live chat with somebody on there. So if you have some questions and you're not ready to make that phone call, you can certainly do that as well.
I think that's so important that you can just go there and say, well, I'll just do this little chat here, and maybe, because I think that might make you feel somewhat more accepting to what is coming.
Yeah, it's a hard step. So we recognize that we want to help people get in whatever way we can. And sometimes somebody else needs to make that first phone call, but certainly visit the website and we can start down that route too.
Oh, Carin, thanks for coming in. You
Thanks
made it
so much
easy.
for having
you
us.
really made it easy. And so if we're describing you, or you having issues, or your kids or someone in your family, you've heard what to do. Just give them a call. What's the 800 number again?
1-800-472-1177.
Thank you again for coming
Thank
in.
you.
Already. It's 8:46 here, the Commodores, 95.3 WJPA.